Thousands of laps, countless overtakes, and 64 hours of racing under our belts. It's just 8 hours left, and that's all that separates our drivers, teams, and manufacturers from a world championship. Bahrain is our stage. It's been many a season finale here over the years, and this year will bring action, drama, and an incredible end of the season. So welcome to your season finale preview for the Bapco Energy's 8 Hours of Bahrain. And as always, I'm delighted to be joined by our resident WEC expert for one last time this year. Of course, it's Sam Smith. And Sam, there is nothing like a season finale in Bahrain, is there?
It's unmistakably the business end, isn't it? You come to Bahrain, you know there are championships to be won, and they're all up for grabs this weekend in both classes. I think it's going to be a fantastic finale to what's been a really close fought, hard as nails season, exactly what we want from endurance racing.
And for this preview, we're going to hone in on the Manufacturers Championship, because when you look at the numbers, Ferrari on 204 points, Porsche are on 165 and Cadillac are on 143. There's 66 available to each manufacturer this weekend, so it's very much all still to play for. So we wanted to give you a little bit of an insight into what you can expect this weekend by going over what's happened this season so far. And it only seems right that, of course, we start with none other than the prancing horse, Ferrari. Because Sam, they've had a real season of ups and downs, but that beginning of the year was so strong that it's put them in a fantastic position now. Yeah,
it doesn't matter how you win a championship, if you do it at the front end, on the middle, or at the back end. What Ferrari did was they really developed and honed that 499p hypercar over the winter. All the back office work, all the things that you don't know about, all the nuts and bolts, getting everything ready. They improved the package and they hit the ground running, didn't they, in Qatar, and went on that amazing run right up until Le Mans. The key thing to remember, though, with the manufacturer's title is that the 83 doesn't score points towards that championship. Irrespective, they have had a super strong season, and it feels like they're peaking as well in terms of the season at the moment. When they're getting the results that they need, particularly the 5th place at Kota for the 51, that feels like the kind of result that's going to eventually win them the championship. 39 points should be, playing the percentage game should be more than enough for Ferrari this weekend.
Well, I think you touched on it there, that things were great up until Le Mans, then things were a little bit trickier. We saw in Interlagos, we saw in Fuji, but what was it about that 5th place in Austin that you think was so important for this championship fight?
Well, I think with the nature of endurance car racing these days, when you're not able to push for top 3 positions or to go on that sort of consistent win that Ferrari had early in the season, is getting results like that 5th place that 51 did. It just, you know, if they didn't have that, when you look at the manufacturers and the drivers' title, particularly the drivers, I suppose, from that point of view, they wouldn't be in the position where they can maybe play the percentage game, or they can look for a result and then just manage things between their competitors this weekend. So when you're not winning, if you can get big points or sort of 4th, 5th, 6th points in this championship, it's absolutely vital for the end of the season.
And we caught up with newly re-signed Ferrari driver James Calado to hear how he's feeling about this weekend.
I think the first half of the season was really, really strong for us. We won 4 races, I think, and we 51 won 2 of them. And we were pole in Qatar as well with really good speed. From there onwards, it didn't really, or hasn't really gone to plan. Not so much the pace of the car, but just the way some of the races have been with the neutralizations and penalties and all these sort of things. So yeah, we're here kind of with a fresh head. And the numbers already show that we should be competitive with the car, and we just got to try and execute and go back to how we were at the start of the season. It's easier said than done, of course. I know the other guys have got nothing to lose, but we expect that already. We know what they're thinking, and it's just down to us, like I say many times, just to execute and try and stay out of trouble. I think the mentality is the same, honestly. I've got no extra pressure on myself. I know there's a lot of things going on, and it's important for Ferrari to win this title. It's important for us, but it's just another race. I've done many of these races. It's always come down to Bahrain normally in GT, so we know we can do it. We know the car's quick, the drivers and the team are great, so just fingers crossed. I mean, what will be, will be.
Next up, we're going to be talking Porsche. They had a near flawless Le Mans, and now they sit just 39 points behind Ferrari. They've been scoring big points in these last few rounds, haven't they, Sam?
They have. They've done really well. I mean, Le Mans, they got 2nd place. It kind of hurt though, and I think that's acted as a sort of feeding mechanism for this really strong half of the season, the final half. You know, Cota, they were peerless, fantastic win there. They've accrued the points and they've got themselves into contention. And it's just wonderful in this oasis of activity and Bahrain that we've actually got this Porsche and Ferrari fight, which is something that sports car fans just love throughout the ages.
It does always seem like it does boil down to Porsche versus Ferrari in Bahrain. These are two teams that know how to win championships. There's been big drama here over the years, and I'm also sort of reflecting on this time a year ago where Porsche did have to fight here for a championship, but it felt like the pressure kind of got to them a little bit and they were near enough to throwing the whole thing away. Do you think they will have learned from that experience last time out?
Well, drama and controversy with Ferrari and Porsche, we love it, don't
Yes.
we? We just love that aspect of it. 2021 was the ultimate in terms of contentious title fights, of course. But last season, we saw the number 6 crew kind of stumble over the line, didn't we?
Yeah.
They were deserved champions. They did so much during that season. But they came here, they had their weakest race, but they still managed to do it. But that's the way that FIA World Endurance Championship seasons pan out. It often works that way, where you've just got to do enough at the end of the season. Ferrari, from a manufacturer point of view, feel as though they're going to do it. Porsche, though, are very capable of springing big surprises in both the manufacturers and the drivers, for sure.
Well, one driver that for sure knows how to fight for a championship here is Kevin Estre. We caught up with him earlier.
Well, of course, it's great to be in the fight for the championship once again. We've been in that position last year. Well, last year we were fighting for the title, being in a very comfortable situation, let's say, having quite a big lead on the points, and we need just to do a good race without any mistakes. And actually, it happened to be completely the opposite, that it was the race we did the most mistakes of the whole year. So obviously you have more pressure on your shoulders, and maybe you race differently because you're a bit, you know, waiting and looking and not taking risks, and sometimes best is just to, you know, focus on that race, don't think about the championship. And I'm sure we learned about that, but we are in a very different situation now where we can be a bit all in, just getting maximum point as possible, because anyway, it's not in our hands. Depends where the other finishes, and we just have to win. So that's the mindset. I have to say, I think that's a better mindset, or an easier mindset than last year, but it's not going to be easy.
And last, but by no means least, let's talk Cadillac. It's a big weekend for the team. First and foremost, it's Jenson Button's final race as a professional racing driver, and we're excited to see how he does, of course. And he's going to want to contribute to Caddy's championship charge. They're currently sitting 61 points behind Ferrari, with 66 available. So it's a big ask, isn't it, Sam?
Huge ask, a lot to do for them. I mean, it would take an extraordinary series of results for them to take the championship. I think you have to put it in the perspective of this being the first season of the Cadillac and Jota alliance. I think overall, when you appraise it and review it, they've done awfully well. They've had a really strong season. Didn't start too well, did it, in Qatar? They got that out of the way quickly, and then they built on that. They went on this great run of results, peaking with Interlagos and the victory. 3 pole positions for Alex Lynn has been, you know, it's really made him out to be the qualifying master. But more than that, when it comes to the races, they've not put a foot wrong, really, in a lot of the events. You know, they were unlucky in Fuji with the way that the safety car went as well. I think Cadillac will finish the season off strongly, but I don't see them winning the championship. I think it's just a season too early for them.
And if they even stand a chance of fighting for the championship, realistically, they need that extra point for pole position. They need every point that they can get. And we're kind of looking, as you said, at the qualifying master, Alex Lynn, to do that. I know it's an 8-hour race. It's a long, old sprint from day to night, but Alex Lynn putting it on pole would be something pretty helpful to their campaign, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd be a 50% strike rate, wouldn't it, during the season for Alex Lynn, which would be incredible. Yeah, I mean, it'd be a nice thing to have, but I think Cadillac and Jota are probably looking at it as this is the first season of many seasons to come with this project, and they've had a really strong impact on the championship. And I think actually, when you talk about Jenson Button and who's going to replace Jenson, we're going to see Jack Aitken here, aren't we, at the rookie test?
Yes, exciting.
On Sunday. I think that feels like it could be an even stronger proposition as a squad next season. So there's a lot to look forward to for the goals for 2026.
Well, things are looking bright for Cadillac, and we caught up with the qualifying master himself, Alex Lynn.
I feel like coming into the Bahrain finale, I feel confident. We're in the mix for the Drivers' Championship still, and also the manufacturers. So from our side, just going to push like crazy, really, and see what happens. All to play for, nothing to lose, really. So yeah, just go for it. I feel like the pole positions, they are important. I mean, not only is it a big morale boost, but also you do need to start at the front in these races. It's so competitive that overtaking is difficult. And if you can give yourself the strategic advantage straight away at the start of the race, it is important. So from that side, yeah, qualifying well is always important in any form of racing, but you know, from a personal side, it's kind of cool as well. I think the Bahrain circuit is so challenging in so many different factors. Obviously, you've got the weather, it's extremely hot. The tarmac is maybe 25 years old now, and it takes a lot of abuse from naturally the sun. So it's very abrasive, the tyres take a pounding. And then, yeah, with that comes a crescendo of different things that happen during the race. Going into the night, which is always cool, racing under the lights. It's just a cool place to finish the season. And yeah, I think we're just in for a good show.
So now that we've covered off each of the manufacturers in the title fight, Sam, come on, one last time this year, predictions. Who do you think is going to secure that Manufacturers World Championship?
The hardest predictions of the year, isn't it, when it comes to title fights and the inevitable wobbles and nerves that you get in that. The romantic in me, and I'm quite a romantic person when it comes to racing, particularly. I think actually Porsche could be in a position to make a shock in terms of the manufacturer's title. And what I'd like to see is Ferrari fighting back, and it been super close and been a classic Porsche-Ferrari battle, which we talked about. And Ferrari, I think, overall, for what they achieved early in the season, I think Ferrari would deserve it. Porsche have come strong in the second half and equally would deserve it, but only one can take the title. With that percentage game that Ferrari can play in the manufacturers, I only see Ferrari as the champions this season. But I've got a feeling in the drama of the Bapco Energy's 8 hours of Bahrain that it will go down to the last hour or the last 2 hours, which would be fantastic for all of us watching. Indeed, and it'll be drama in the evening, as we've seen before with those two legendary manufacturers, and I just hope it is a tooth and nail fight. We're going to have to get sort of several calculators out, I think, in that final hour, so hopefully that's what transpires.
And if we're also going to take the opportunity to talk about the Drivers' Championship, I know we haven't spoken much about it, but it matters a lot, funny enough, to the drivers, who takes that one away. Have you got any bold predictions for us on that front?
Well, this is the one that could get really wild. I mean, if you do sort of black and white, the number 51 crew just have to finish second, and irrespective of what 83 do, then they're champions. So there's a little bit of percentage game in there. Crucially, as I said, that 5th place at Kota, I think, was just vital for getting them in this position where they can play a bit of percentage. But anything can happen in the driver's title. I think the 83, knowing Robert Kubica, he's going to be absolutely determined to try and become a world champion. But don't forget that the Cadillac drivers as well, Alex Lynn, Norman Nato and Will Stevens, have an outside chance at the title too. I mean, it would take a remarkable set of results to do that, but as we know in endurance racing, anything is possible. I think this one will truly come down to the last stint, and that's where the fascination will be for me. It will be very, very close.
I cannot wait for the racing action to get underway on Saturday. Sam, thank you so much for your expertise now and all season long. We really appreciate it. And thank you guys for following along with what has been an incredible season so far. And I cannot wait to see how this all culminates from day to night under the beautiful Bahrain sky. Don't forget, we've done an LMGT3 championship preview for you to watch prior to the race getting underway. But all that's left for me to say is make sure you're following along with all of the action on FIAWEC.tv and of course across the WEC social media.